Hey there guys, this is Monique Leslie, Misfit Crafter, and I wanted to share with you the new Cricut card mat. I just received it today, and I was really surprised because it was in such a large box. I ordered it from Joann's because it's not in any of my local stores yet, so I had to have it delivered. And when I got the box, I was like, why is it so big for a Cricut mat? And then I realized how big the mat was. So I just wanted to share with you. I haven't tried it out yet, so I figured I'd try it with everybody. Just record me trying this out. So the one thing that I noticed is it's much longer than your usual mats. And I will show you. So this is a traditional Cricut mat, very loved Cricut mat. And this is it lining it up to the top right here. So this is all the way to the top. And you can see that the mat for the card mat is a pretty good length longer. It's about 2.5 inches longer, almost 2.5 inches longer than the regular mats. And so altogether it's about, say, almost 16, little over 16 inches, 16.25 inches long, but it's still got the same width of the 13 inches. But what this mat is for, if you haven't seen it before, the Cricut Joy actually has its own card mat, okay? Which fell down again. I like the billion time right here, but sorry about that. But yeah, the Cricut Joy actually has its own card mat, and what this does, sorry for the noise, is this is the Cricut Joy's card mat, and it's basically the same thing, except that you can put more because this is for your Cricut Explorer or Cricut Maker machine. But what it is that this is the mat here. Wish something got on it. Here it is. And right here there's like kind of a pocket. And what you do is you peel off this, and this part is sticky, and this holds your cards. And traditionally you just buy this. You can buy the kits if you want to, or you can just cut your own cards if you want. You don't have to buy the kit, but they come in different sizes, and what this is just a pack of cards that you can buy, and it comes with envelopes, cards, and an insert. And what you do is you take your card and you just line it up in the mat depending on the size of your card. So right here it's 4.25 by 5.5 for this card. It gives you instructions on how to do it. You're just opening this up, you're just sliding it in like that underneath, lining it up to the top, making sure it lines up with your guides, and then you're just pushing that down onto the sticky part. And then you would run this through the Joy, and it cuts your card out just on the top. And then you would take your insert that comes in your box, which is usually just another piece of shiny paper, and you put it under the cut. And you end up with just these like cut cards that have all the little details cut out with the little shiny part put in. And there's like different types of cards that you can use for that. They have cards that just have a cutaway. They have cards that have what they call tuck and folds, where you can tuck under a piece and it folds under, and it makes a cute little almost 3D effect for it. But they have different ones that you can get for it. And like I said, they have different size kits that you can buy. And recently I noticed that they have them in larger quantities, which is nice. So I'm just going to put this back on here. Ooh, I hope I'm not. Yep, I just did. I just made some wedding favors that involve using dirt because they're planting them. And I think I just got dirt all over my mat. No matter how much I try to clean off the surface, it keeps getting dirt on it. So basically, Cricut made a bigger mat. So because we asked, hey, that's pretty cool, can we get a mat for the other machine? So they finally went ahead and said they went and made the mat for the bigger machines. So like I said, it's a lot bigger. I'm also noticing like these mats are pretty thick. Like they have all these layers to them, but I've noticed this one has even more layers because on this one it's just this extra top layer, but this one seems to also have this kind of framed layer in here, right here. So this actually goes down right here and a pretty thick, and this part of the mat feels like a regular Cricut mat. So it's pretty thick, and then you have that same clear tuck under layer on each little cubby that you have. So basically what you do is it comes with these longer sheets. I'm going to try to put it over here to avoid getting anything on them. You take off these sheets and you tuck your cards the same way. Now here's a big difference on the way they have this, and I do wish that they did have these same outlines for these, but they don't. They do have still the same types of instructions where it looks like at every point you're always putting the card up towards the top of your guide, and then this is where it ends up. So it doesn't have this extra part, and it doesn't have the sizes. Instead, it has numbers 10, 20, 30, 40. So the way that Cricut's doing it, and I'll show you that, but the way that Cricut is doing it instead is they are giving you so basically they have it so that they have like kind of their own sizes in here, where it's a 10, 20, 30, 40 card. And they have it R10, R20, R30, R40, and S40, which is square 40, and regular 40, I guess, and regular 10. But those sizes equate to a card size. But they tend to be like kind of Cricut's own card size. On their website, they do have a chart of what each of these card sizes mean. So in case like you're trying to figure out what that card size is, you can do that, because I didn't have any of their square cards and I wanted to make a square card, so I basically just cut their size. So an S40 is 4 3/4 square, so I cut a 9 1/2 by 4 3/4 piece of cardstock so that I can make the square card that I want to make. So I'm going to show you how it goes on the here and how you find them on Cricut's Design Space, because there's a couple little weirdnesses about it, or not weirdness, but I'll show you what I mean. Let me just switch here. Okay, so this is on the Cricut Design Space, and basically all I did is on the home page, go to projects, and they have creative cards. You can go straight to creative cards, you can look for other cards, but this is basically what most of the cards look like. There's some sort of cut design, and then you put a piece underneath to pop out color or whatever. It can be glitter, it can be anything, and really, like I said, you don't have to have the kit that Cricut sells, but you know, it just makes it easy because it comes with the insert and the card and the envelope already. But you could definitely design your own. The one thing about the projects that I noticed, if you go to the creative cards on projects, is that they don't let you edit them in any way. Because I was going to make one of these butterfly cards because I thought they were really pretty, and I said, okay, cool. But I realized when I went there, all I can do is make it. I cannot edit in any way, because their version has the foil, and I don't have the foil kit right now. And I was just going to use a pen instead, switch the lines to pen, but I couldn't do that. So I'm not able to make this one right now. So that was the only thing that I was a little like about on this. I do wish they would let us go ahead and edit some of these. This particular one also only comes in the S40 size, where some of the other ones you can resize them, which is nice. So say for instance, we have this little pumpkin card, and the pumpkin card is basically a simple cutout with an insert in the back and a little bit of drawing, it looks like. Yeah, just a pen. But some of them will let you change the finished size. Not all of them, but some of them definitely let you change like the finished size on it. And you kind of just got to find them. Um, so these are all the different cards. They have tons of cards. It's probably no way you're not going to find something there. And they have different ones. So there's the regular, just decorative cards that have the 2 layers. It cuts out something, puts a layer in the back. There's the cut layer ones. This one's really cute because it makes little hearts instead of just a pointy little corner. But there's the cut layer, and then this one also has a pin layer. The other ones are like foil layers, so you can foil at the same time. Um, and right now they seem to be focusing a lot on the square cards, but they do have different cards everywhere. Um, Again, so see, this is one where you can choose the different sizes. The one thing it doesn't do also is tell you what the size of that card is on here. So like I said, you would have to go to the Cricut website, and it does tell you when you go to the creative cards. On the bottom of these projects, it tells you right here like the card mat, um, Cricut Joy Card Mat 101 or Cricut Foil. If you go here into that 101, it tells you, there's a link that basically will give you what each of these sizes are. And I'll go ahead and post it, those sizes and the link to those sizes in the description so that you do have those sizes. But yeah, I'll put a link to it so you guys can find it in the description. But so there's like a bunch of different cards. So I thought, hey, let's give it a try. I just ordered the mat. I just got it in. Let's go ahead and give that a try. And like I said, this mat is bigger than the other mats. So I think for this, because I had already cut out a bunch of squares, I had originally, like I said, wanted to do the butterfly one, but I couldn't. Oh, also you can, like I said, on here it doesn't let us edit the cards, but you can find them in the images also. So you can actually go in here, go to cards, and because it's one of their things that they have going on right now, those tend to be the ones that are kind of featured right now. Oh, and they also have what's called a cutaway card, just so you know. So I'm saying it's a cutaway card. The cutaway cards are a special card. It comes with a kit similar to the one I showed you before, except that there is adhesive on it. And if you say it's a cutaway card and it already shows that it's a cutaway version card, it will only cut to like a certain depth. So all you're having to do is peel out, like almost like weeding out, you're weeding out the cardstock, and it leaves behind just bits and pieces here and there with the cardstock underneath. So the top layer of cardstock actually has adhesive on it, and then you put your back layer directly on that adhesive, you cut away the top, and you peel out pieces. So we'll probably do a video on that later. So I'll give you a video on that later on how the cutaway versions work. But so be kind of careful about choosing a card layer, because if it does say cutaway, it may not cut correctly because it's made for a certain type of paper that has an adhesive layer on it already. But these do have different designs. You can find all kinds of different designs to be able to use on the card mats. It's really just a matter of which ones you want. The big difference too is that if you have 4 different designs, you're going to have to do it through the images. If you go into projects and you're wanting to cut on the mat, you're going to end up with 4 of the same card because you can't pick 4 different cards. So you want to just be wary of that portion of it. So the card that I wanted to do, it's a little cute happy birthday card in here that I figured would be easy, and I could put a marker in just so it's cute. I think I passed it. Where'd you go? Of course, when you're looking for it, it like disappears on you. But it's a cute little, oh, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to do this card here. I do notice like projects reline because this was on the other side. I know it was. So we're going to do this one, except I'm going to do it with a black background and a gold marker instead. And it's basically just going to cut away these little parts, and then we will put a shiny something behind it just to make it really cute. This kind of shows you what it's going to be like on the mat. And you know, this is the finished project. And like I said, this one tells you it's an S40 card. Tells you you're going to need your insert card and the pastel sampler if you want to do it exactly like this. You need a Cricut Card Mat and a fine point pen in black. We're going to use gold instead. That's pretty much the only difference. It will tell you how to prep it, how to put everything on the mat. Like I said, there's a tutorial on the bottom that tells you how to use your Cricut Card Mat 2x2. This one's considered a 2x2. So we are going to go ahead and just hit make it. Since it, like I said, it won't let us do anything but make it. The one thing you want to make sure that you choose, and that you'll notice is different on this one now, is that it tells you where you're going to load the card, without a mat, on a mat, or on a card mat. Mine's telling me without a mat because this is the Explore 3 that we're cutting on, and the Explore 3 you can cut on the Smart Materials without mats. But we're going to do this one on the card mat, and it's laid out already for you. You need to make sure that you tell it what size you're doing. So we're doing the S40, which is the square card. And then you'll notice that everything changed on here. And it moved everything up for us. It tells us where to put it on the mat. So it's basically telling us to space it at the top. I don't want to waste being able to make four cards. So this is a really nice way if you need to make multiple cards fast. If you just want to stock up and you know, grow your stash of cards that you need every so often, or if you sell cards, this is a great way to make multiple cards quickly. So we're going to go up here and just choose 4 cards and apply it. And now once you change it, it tends to move to a regular mat, I noticed, and it's just off. So make sure you go back and tell it that you're going to do it on a card mat. Make sure you go back and tell it you're going to do a square one. So you do have to, again, tell it where you're going to cut it and the material size. So we're cutting this on a square piece of cardstock on the mat, the card mat, so that way it knows where it goes and it lays it out for you instead of you trying to figure out where it's supposed to go. And then once you get that in, you're just going to go ahead and continue. We're going to find our device, and it's finding my device. We're going to do medium cardstock. Cardstock's probably more like 65, but I always just go a little bit over just in case. It's going to tell us what to put in our Cricut. Clamp A needs a pen, clamp B needs a fine point, and then we're going to go. But I'm going to take you back to our mat for a moment. Okay, so back to our mat so that we can go ahead and load everything up. I'm just going to do a quick recrease right here. Make sure that this is nice and creased. All right, so we need to put this under the little flaps. Like I said, there's a little flap under here. Like I said, this one's different where this one has a frame right here. This actually goes down right here. And under here, let's see, that's where I have my little bit of problem. But now there. So under here is the little pocket that you're putting your mats into, or your cards into, sorry, on the mat. So you're just going to slide it under, put it all the way to the top, and like it says, the 40 goes all the way to the end over here, and then you're just going to close that down. I'm just going to burnish that down a little bit just to make sure it doesn't pop up. It's a brand new mat, so it shouldn't have any problems. So I'm just going to slide that one under, put it all the way over, and burnish that down. Okay, do the same thing with the other 4. Put that down. And the last one. Push that over and burnish that down. Okay. so now we have them all on our card mat. We would definitely be going this way every time because this is set a certain way. So usually I tell people to be able to save their mat more, go back and forth every so often because they're the same on both sides. But they do look pretty close to being the same on both sides. But for right now, I'm just going to follow the rule of this hole goes into the machine and we're going to let it cut. I'm not going to show you cutting it for this video just because I kind of did this on the spur of the moment since it was the first time trying out the mat, but we'll probably do it again when we do the cutaways. But just so you know, this is going to go into the machine. But let's take you back here to our Cricut. So I am going to go load up the machine and you'll be able to come back to it. So I'm going to go ahead and pause right here and I'll bring you back when our machine finishes cutting, show you the results. Okay, it is all done. So I'm going to get our cards out of the machine. All right, let's get you guys switched out of here. See, it's all done. So basically took us right back where we were. And we'll go ahead and hit done on here. That's what it should be looking like. Remember though, I switched out the backer. I am using black, and for the pin I am using gold. I used a gold Sharpie for this one, so that'd be nice and thick. And let's take a look. All right, so here is the results basically. They came out looking really cute. I was able to make 4 quickly, which I love. And here's the best part. It's like because of the sticky and you're just kind of pulling them up. Let me get my spatula because of course I'm going to kill my nails right away. If you are new to Cricut, your spatula is like your greatest thing. Let me tell you. Not only does it save your paper and everything else, but it saves you from hurting underneath your nails. We are just going to carefully peel this up. It is a brand new mat. One of the things that I should have done, and that you should always do when you get a brand new mat, is just kind of calm down the stickiness a little bit. Usually I'll put it on a t-shirt. It's usually the best way. So you can see it kind of pulls out most of the pieces for you already. You just take that out and you'll have all of your cuts in there. Looks like most of them pull themselves out. A couple exceptions that I see in there. Poking out just a few of the holes in there. That didn't pop out on their own. Nothing too bad. Got those pretty well. A couple up here that I gotta poke out. Not too bad. Just poke them and then just kind of scratch them off. So it cut really well. So just a few of the little holes that were still hanging on, but other than that, it's pretty good. It's really cute. The one thing I didn't do was pre-cut my insert. So I'm probably gonna have to figure that out. Alright, there we go. I think that's all of them. Looks like got all of our little holes out. Looking pretty good. Okay, so here's the only thing is like I didn't pre-cut out any of these here. Because I don't know what size they were actually supposed to be. So I am going to measure from end to end here. Looks like about 4.5. A little under 4.5 squared is what we're probably going to need. So let me grab that. I have some pretty gold paper that we'll use for underneath it. Got this on Amazon. Oops. So you can see you have your little leftover behind. from some stuff, you can just scrape that right off. I usually have a little scraper up here, but I was at a wedding and everything was packed up for that wedding, so I apologize for not having some of my supplies on hand. And just like any other mat, just so you know, it's going to leave behind the little cut marks on there. But I've used my Joy one pretty often, and I haven't had to replace it yet. So I would say they probably last a pretty good long time. Okay, so I just did a quick change out there. So I got all of my cards off, and you can see because it was a very new mat, when I peeled up, it like curved up some of my cards. Easily fixable, just kind of bend them back a little bit, it's not a big deal. But so I measured basically from edge to edge to see how far I'm going to need an insert. Measured about 4.5, might be just a little under. We are going to use my Caterpillar. This is the original Caterpillar, by the way. This is why it's so heavy and metal and parts are worn away. So let's try this at 4.5 by 4.5, and we'll go ahead and see if this will fit the inside of our card. So this, like I said, it was a paper that I got from Amazon, but it's fairly thick. It's actually not too thin. It ended up being, it's thicker than regular paper, but not quite as thick as 65-pound cardstock, but it's still got pretty good weight to it. So it'll hold its own on a layering. So let's go ahead and give this a try. We're going to put that in here, just in the corner. Other one, just in the corner. Looks like it's going to be a good fit. Right here in this corner. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a fairly good fit. I hope. We'll find out right now. Turn this over so you can see it a little better. These little pokey parts is what I'm having a hard time getting past. It's not that it's not fitting. It's just those little corners. There we go. Trying to get them above those bits of the corners. Almost like little teeth parts was what I was having such a hard time with. That actually seems to be a perfect fit. So it looks like our S40 size seems to be basically it's a 4 3/4 inch square. The 4.5 inch insert fits perfectly. It looks really pretty. Let me go ahead and get this guy out of the way so you can see that a little better. So this is our finished card. It's super duper cute in my opinion. And I'm loving this. So let's get you here so we can see that. I'm going to turn that around so you guys can see it a little better. Sorry for being upside down. There we are. Look at how pretty that is. So think really fast, quick cards. You can make 4 at a time. I was exploring on the site to see how much everything costs if you purchase it. The mat, I got it on sale for $14.99 at Joann's. I had a $2 delivery. Regular price, I want to say it's $17.99. It's on sale right now. Plus you can get a 5-pack from the Cricut site. I was looking on there just to gather some information for everybody, and I noticed that on the Cricut site you can get a 5-pack of these mats, and it comes out just under $40, about 40 something dollars. Plus if you have your Cricut Design Space membership, then you get an extra like 10% off or something like that, and somebody's always giving a code. I don't have a code yet, sorry guys. Otherwise I would give you one, but I'm not affiliated with Cricut. I just happen to love their stuff, and I teach Cricut classes. If you are interested in Cricut classes, I have Facebook Cricut classes, and I have some on my website, so you can sign up for either one. Look for Misfit Crafter Studio or misfitcrafterstudio.com. It's Misfit Crafter Studio on Facebook, Instagram, and then it's Misfit Crafter on everything else: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, my blog. So you can find me anywhere with that. But there are classes that I teach you how to use the basics and quite a bit more about using your Cricut. There is a class basically today, if you want to hop in today. It's Saturday the 14th, but there's classes every Friday and Saturday on my Facebook page. Plus there's quite more during the week that we're starting to add, or I'm starting to add, and plus on my website. And I also host private Cricut classes to learn all the different Cricut ins and outs and everything, and you get to ask me, you know, whatever you want. I keep my classes small so that people can ask questions and really interact. I don't like to have hundreds of people in my class, so I keep them to about 25, 30 people in a class, just depending. But like I said, if you're someone that rather have a private class, then sign up for one of my private classes. Those bookings are a little harder to get. They actually seem to be way more popular than my other ones. But like I said, this was us trying out the new Cricut Card Mat for your Explorer or Maker. I saw one little guy that I missed right there. There we go. Just pop that right out. Super cute. Really liking it. This is like super cute. Like I said, this one I made with the 65-pound cardstock, so it's like cardstock, but it's not bad. If you want it to, which is what I usually do, is I usually add another piece of paper right here, or a piece of cardstock to write on to make this a little bit more stiff of a card when I'm using thinner cardstock. So you could do that, or just use a thicker cardstock. It would be fine on a thicker cardstock. This one is a 65-pound Recollections 8.5 by 11 cardstock. This one I got on Amazon. I will link both in the description for you so that you can get either one if you want to get those. But this one, it's a really weird weight, but I really like it because it holds its own for being, it seems like it should be thin, and it has just this pretty shimmer gold to it. But it really holds its weight. It's really odd. I don't know how to explain it, but it's not quite paperweight. It's not quite cardstock weight either. It's really weird, but I like it. It's really pretty though. I think that came out really cool. Like I said, it was a quick way to make cards really fast. So if you just need to make a whole lot of cards really quickly, this is perfect for that. I really like the mat. I gotta say, I like the mat. Like I said, the only thing I don't like is the projects, that you can't alter the projects on Cricut Design Base when it comes to one of the cards projects. I would like to be able to edit those so that if I do want to switch it from like foil to a marker instead, that would have been nice to be able to do. But there are some, like I said, images on there that you can do. If you're catching this towards the end or anything, just make sure you watch the whole video and you'll see exactly what we did. Sorry, my voice has been happening here in videos lately. But this is the Cricut Card Mat. It has 4 spots. And remember, this top part's sticky, so you want to make sure you hold on to your covers to put them back on. Going to clean this up, put it back on. Next, I want to try out the cutaway cards, which are a little bit different. Whereas when you buy your pack of Cricut cards, they sell their own Cricut cards. They sell their own packs. And like I said, it comes with the card, an envelope, and the shiny part that goes in the inside, or whatever your inner layer is going to be. But the cutaway cards are a little different, where the actual card piece has a sticky adhesive on it already, and you peel off that sticky. You put your back layer directly on the card before cutting it, and then you put it in your card mat, and then you basically weed out the other pieces instead of it having, it's basically to eliminate having these corners put in for you, because I don't mind these corners, but I don't like them on everything. I do like that some of the corners that they've created are really cute. They have like cloud corners and heart corners, and those I like because they kind of blend in, but these are like really obvious corners. I like it, but at the same time I'm like, I don't want it on all my cards. So I can kind of see where they came up with the concept of the cutaway card, so you don't end up with these corners. But I see using these card mats for everything. And like I said, they offer a 5-pack. Like I'll link everything, like I said, in the description, but they do offer a 5-pack. So you can actually setting up 20 cards at once and just making bulks of these. It's really great if you sell them or like to keep a really good stash of your cards. Hope you liked everything. Just don't forget to like and subscribe down below. Comment, how do you like it? Do you think you're going to try it out for yourself? You know, do you think it's a useful tool? I really like it. I'm really liking it. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. Sorry I didn't show my face on this one. I didn't have time to set up both cameras today. All right, see you later. Thanks for watching.